Folks, I think the Browns just went for 2 again and didn't make it. The Rizzo Show starts now.
The Hard Rock Rocksino Northfield Park presents The Rizzo Show. And now your host, Tony Rizzo, with co-host Mike Polk Jr.
Oh, another Poop Sammy, kids. Oh, my. Good evening and welcome to the Come Get Some edition. Woo! And boy, did the Chiefs come get
They sure got some.
Today.
They took it with them.
Michael, at least we don't have to listen to Hugh Jackson, though.
We don't have to see him afterwards. Isn't it nice?
It's on him, and I'll get it done.
Yeah.
I put this on me. Well, thankfully, folks, we flipped the page on the month of October because it was downright scary for Cleveland sports fans. Check this out. We're actually going to call it Ugtober, and here's why. The Browns won 1 game. They fired Hugh Jackson and Todd Haley. The Cavs won 1 game. And fired head coach Tyronn Lue, and the Indians were swept by the Astros. Michael, wow. It's all over.
It's terrible when you look at it like a list like that.
Was that the worst sports month ever? Very close.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But I'll tell you, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this loss today, and we'll get to that, obviously. But I personally didn't feel terrible coming out of this game. And I went to the game, and I sat there, and the crowd, there's a feeling when you're losing and it's hopeless and sad and it looks like they're not trying. And then there's a feeling where it's actually, that was a hopeful loss. And that was a good team that we lost to today. It doesn't justify anything, but that was hopeful.
Yeah, the Browns were depleted. They couldn't compete, specifically on defense. I didn't pick them to win this game. I actually thought the offense looked a little bit better. Yeah. But we've got to keep Baker upright. I'm a little worried. What did you think of Baker today? I thought he played okay. Guys, gals, remember this. Baker doesn't have a lot of weapons. Look at what Patrick Mahomes had today.
I heard people comparing that, too. And we were callers to one of the radio shows earlier today saying, listing all of these weapons that Mahomes has. And then we were excited because we're like, hey, Higgins might be back. And that is what we're excited about. But to your point, I think the offense, I think Freddie Kitchens or whoever's to thank for it, did a nice job incorporating the running backs. Duke Johnson looked like a monster, obviously. He was amazing. And he's using the weapons he has. We don't have any receivers other than Jarvis Landry. Yeah. So he's got to throw to these running backs, and he's doing it. He's adjusting with what he has to work with, and I thought it looked good today.
Here's what I'm hoping. You know, the Rams, they lost today, but Jared Goff had a terrible rookie year. They switched coaches, and he came out right now. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I see that scenario for Baker Mayfield. The key is, though, you've got to get the right coach for Baker Mayfield in the offense. Now, Todd Haley gone. Freddie Kitchens was our offensive coordinator. Here's Baker on the difference between Todd and Freddie's offense.
We're still running the same offense, but I think we just tried to do what we're best at. We offensively, I think there was a lot more good in this game than we've had in the past. I think there's a lot to build on, but there's obviously so much more room for improvement.
Speaking of hope, the hope is you've got John Dorsey, who hit on this draft. And the hope is you got Baker Mayfield right now. We didn't have that hope in years past.
No, we did not. And I heard right there, and from several people after the game, Browns players and coaches and whatnot, they are all in a very indirect way where they're not trying to be jerks, say, thank God Hugh Jackson's gone. They're like, I noticed I'll say it. Yeah, thank God Hugh Jackson. But they're being, you can tell, though, that was an issue. Sure. I mean, and these press conferences are proving it to me, where they're all saying things were a bit more copacetic. Right. Yeah, that's all but still not throwing him under the bus like he threw everybody else under the bus. But you can tell they're happy he's gone.
Boy, I got to say this. I've watched Pat Mahomes on TV a lot, but watching him today at the stadium, boy, he is the real deal. Am I right?
He is the real deal.
I mean, what did you think of him in person? I thought he was unbelievable.
And he was huge. I actually had good seats by accident today because somebody died. It doesn't matter. But he was like right next to me, and that guy's a giant. He's way bigger than I thought he was. And you're right. He's looking incredible. But you said it again. The weapons this guy has.
It's amazing.
Think about it. You could probably QB this team, honestly.
Michael, listen, who drafted all those weapons for the Chiefs?
Oh, yeah,
that's right. That's right. It was the Dorst.
Yes.
That's why we have hope. All right, check out the numbers. Patrick Mahomes versus Baker. Baker had good numbers. The one interception was they baited him, and that's going to happen. It's same thing. Mahomes threw a pick at the end of the half that was meaningless. But look at that, 375 and 3 TDs. Baker doing his part there. I thought the Browns offense kind of lived up to what I expected for today. Don't forget, they don't have any weapons. They're not Duke Johnson finally got involved today. That was a good sign.
It was, yeah.
Chubb ran the ball well today. That was okay, and Baker played okay. Folks, baby steps. The rest of the year, I know we're playing out the string as we always do, but baby steps on offense and with Baker's what I want to see. I thought we saw it.
And we're maintaining enthusiasm longer than we usually do, which is really, think about it. By this time point of season, normally we're just like, I don't know. But now, I feel there's still hope. And you see hope towards the future.
All Browns fans have is hope. As we mentioned, Baker was out for a play, thankfully came back, but the same can't be said for the Browns on defense. Boy, the injury bug hitting them hard. Look at this. These are the Browns that are out. Denzel Ward today, Gaines today, Kirksey today, Schobert's still out. Don't forget Mitchell. He played phenomenal in the first part of the season. We miss him a lot. Demarius Randall was a healthy scratch, but he didn't practice all week. Folks, that's 2, 4, 6 starters on defense. The Browns are, no team in the league is deep enough to do that. I know they looked horrible on defense, but there's a reason for that.
And they've proven earlier in the year that this is a much improved defense from last year. I know their numbers are way down now. They're like 28th in the league overall, 28th in running. But they were doing really well, and the reason you didn't see as many takeaways even today is because the whole secondary's gone. I mean, for the most part. It's impossible.
And Michael, I've seen it happen 30-plus years covering this league. I've seen it. This is the way it works. Teams that are losing lose players. Guys get hurt. But when your team's winning, man, everybody just seems to stay healthy. It's amazing. And it might be a subconscious thing, and I'm not saying anybody's tanking the season here, but you got to understand. Did you see Sammy Watkins come out today, got his foot taped, went right back in there? They all want to make their money with Pat Mahomes on the field, right? Yeah. That's the way it works. Totally. Mike, does Greg Williams have a legitimate shot at being named the Browns' next head coach?
I believe that he does. I mean, it really obviously depends how he ends the season. He's had the experience before. I think it really depends on how the players react to him and respond to him. I think that's what's going to make a big difference, whether or not some of them are on board with him right now, and we know about his volatile past, and we know about Bountygate and stuff. But maybe the guy grew up some. I mean, maybe the guy, I think he's 62 or something. Maybe he's all of a sudden learned.
Mike, ask me. Ask me if he's
Go ahead. Is he going to be the head coach?
No. He's a defensive coach. Here's what the Browns are looking for. They're looking for the next Sean McVay, who's turned around the Rams in 1 year. Good luck trying to find that. But I think they want a younger guy, and I think they want an offensive guy that's going to help and bring along Baker Mayfield. That's the key to the next Browns head coach. So think offense, think guys that can relate to younger players, and that's the route they'll go.
Now, who is they that's deciding, though, who's going to be?
Glad you asked. There was a report out today. It may have been the best news of the day. The Browns are not going to hire a firm to try and go get a head coach. Corn Ferry won't be telling you who the next Browns. They're going to let John Dorsey.
Instead, I'm going to do it myself.
That's
Me, Jimmy Haslam.
No, Jimmy's not going to do it.
I finally figured it out.
No, he is going to let John Dorsey compile the list. Of course, the Haslams have to sign off on it. They're the owners. But it looks like it's going to be Dorsey's search. Now, he's never done this. He's never picked the head coach.
That surprised me. I saw that.
Yeah, but if he can find a coach the way he found some players, Michael, we will be good. Here is your head coach on how his team responded to the adversity this week.
I never saw any flinch. Never saw a flinch today. Never saw, body language poorly today, okay? And we have to build on that. This is the National Football League, okay? There's no excuses. You got to continue to get better. You got to. We all have to.
Well, I got to tell you, his no nonsense is I think it's Cleveland.
It's probably very appealing to the players too.
Am I right?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people who would run through a wall for Greg Williams. And the problem is that he might really ask you to try. And I don't know how long you can last as a head coach in that kind of mindset.
All right, time for the Rizzy recap, Michael. Injuries on defense, I think the difference in this game. I'm not saying the Browns would have beaten the Chiefs, but I'd like to have seen them with a healthy complement. Mike, once Denzel Ward went out, we were pretty much done. Keeping Baker healthy should be #1 goal for this franchise. You're 2-6-1. You're not going to the playoffs. And Mike, we're playing out the season again. I had hoped that at this time in November, we'd play some meaningful games. You only have to have 4 or 5 wins for that to happen. It's not going to happen this year, maybe next year.
Nope, and we are a couple of field goals or whatnot away from being still competitive and still vying for a playoff spot, but it just didn't work out. And now we're facing a tough part of the season, and you're right. It's all about next year right now.
Don't forget, we got a late bye, too. One more game. The Browns will host the Falcons next Sunday. Boy, I could use Alex Mack right about now.
Nice.
Although the Browns have a pretty decent center. Well, From one of the most messed up teams to another. Michael, what in the world is going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers? We'll find out when we return.
It's chaos!
Well, I knew we'd miss LeBron, but I didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah.
One win.
So far, there might be more eventually.
Who wins more this year, the Browns or the Cavs? Oh, come on. Michael, the Cavs may be a bigger train wreck than the Browns. Blown out last night. Larry Drew, the acting head coach, wants the team to restructure his contract. Kyle Korver asked to be traded over the summer. And J.R. Smith is a whole nother story we'll address in a minute. Can the Cavs and owner Dan Gilbert right the ship?
No.
You're giving us no chance.
No, this was bound to happen. Obviously, I think Dan's just wigging out right now. I don't think that he can operate this team without LeBron James. I think that might have been the key to some of his success. As I'm not saying he's not a great businessman in a lot of other ways, but without LeBron.
We won a title 2 years ago. Now,
Right.
Usually in Cleveland, you win a title, you're good for 50 years of goodwill. What, no goodwill for Dan after winning a title?
Well, there wasn't any for Ty Lue. That'd take 5 games or something like that, and he was gone.
Well, things weren't working out.
Sure, yeah, who knows? But yeah, I'm sure we'd be undefeated right now if it weren't for Ty Lue's first 5 games coaching us. They're a train wreck, but I'll say this, and it's just getting messier and messier, and you're hearing about infighting, and J.R. Smith's mad, and they're getting sued for age discrimination and everything. At least it's a fun train
By the way,
wreck.
I can't wait to play that card with Fox 8 in a couple of years. I mean, I'm almost 60.
I've already got my lawyer in works.
I'm ready to go. Now to J.R. Smith. He made headlines this week because he told the world that he wants out. Michael wants to be traded. J.R. said it's hard to put on his uniform, and that it's not the lack of playing time, but rather the lack of communication.
I don't mind taking a back seat or sitting down and you don't want me to play. I don't mind that, but at least communicate that to me, to feel like you're gonna play one day and then you just don't play, and it's coming from 4 finals appearances, starting, winning the championship, and doing all these things, sacrificing your body and injuries and playing through all of that you can't even look me in my face and tell me, that's disrespectful to me.
Boy, if he wasn't averaging 28 a game, I might feel bad. Michael, everybody wants off a sinking ship.
Sure. I actually am going to, I know that Jared, we rag on him for being a goofball, and he's a goofball, obviously. But I think he makes sense there. And I think he says something that we've seen with this organization for years now. It's been a huge problem, communication, a lot of egos. How much do we miss our GM, David Griffin? And, we have Kobe now, great. But we lost that guy.
That was a real vote of confidence.
No, we lost that guy because Dan didn't like him. We lost it, and I know you guys are friends. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but the communication in that organization is notoriously bad. I think it's bad for JR. JR Smith keeps it real and tells everybody what he's thinking, and I think that that's something that's been going on for a long time, and he addressed it.
Here's what I think. I think the Cavs' current team was constructed to be built around LeBron James, and guess what? LeBron James isn't here. They got to blow this thing up, and they will. They'll do it, even if they don't want to. They're going to have
during the offseason.
Because Dan had Kevin Love. He didn't want to just tank after winning. Going to 4 straight finals and then falling off the cliff was hard. I'll let him answer that. But the Cavaliers gave it a go, and it's not going to work. Believe me, this thing will work itself out. Let's not forget about the face of the franchise, though, Kevin Love, who had foot surgery this week and is out for at least a month. A little curious that he had the surgery so soon, so maybe he'll be healthy for the trade deadline, Michael.
You never know.
Right? Love signed a 4-year extension with the Cavs in July, but it's not one that is awful for other teams to take on.
Right.
So that was a key.
Do you think that that's going to be attractive to people, and what do you get back for him?
It's interesting. You're going to get a good draft pick, and that's what the Cavs need to start doing right now. They need to start getting draft picks. You need to put him on a team that's one player away and let him play like he did with LeBron.
Like he did here.
Exactly.
Well, it looks like we are getting closer to those draft picks with every single game that we play.
All right, but we've got good news, positive news from the Wine and Gold. 2022, Michael, Cleveland will host the NBA All-Star Game.
Wow.
Commissioner Adam Silver made it official on Thursday. There's your guy, Frank. There's Mayor Frank.
Dog.
Look at that. With owner Dan Gilbert. How great, though. It is great for the city.
It is very cool. It's exciting, and it brings a ton of money to whatever city actually brings it in. So that's a coup. At the same time, I'd really prefer to have an all-star on the team in 2022 than the all-star game.
You might.
I hope so.
What is it, 18, 19, 20? It's 3 years.
Yeah.
You know? Well, do you think LeBron will still be playing?
I think maybe Jordan Clarkson will turn it around, and he might be the face of the NBA by then.
How about this? LeBron and his son playing in the all-star game here.
I'm all for it.
Bronny, I think little Bronny is actually too young.
He can play at 14, probably. That little freak.
He would be like 18, 17 or 18. Wonder who's coaching the Cavs in 2020.
I wonder who's coaching right now. Do they even know? Or is it just sort of, I'm going to go in. Is that all right?
Talk to Larry Drew's agent.
That's it.
Okay, that's where we're going. Yeah. Coming up, we'll talk about Urban Meyer, the weather, the Warriors, and more. It's a potpourri. Stick around.
Look at that. Look at that.
You on guitar?
Jib. Look at that low hanging jib work.
I like that.
Dang. It's like the Matrix in here.
Good thing I got my shoes shine. Welcome back to the Rizzo Show. Mike, we've got to lighten up a little bit.
Okay.
Right? It's been such a rough month here. Let's take a little spin around the sports wheel here on the Rizzo Show. Oh, here's a hot coaching candidate. Eric Bieniemy of the Chiefs. He was in the building today. He's got a shot to be the Browns head coach. He's their offensive coordinator. But I have to say this. I saw Andy Reid calling a lot of the plays today, which he kind of does. But he's 49 years old, and he's a hot candidate. What do you think?
I know they want somebody young, but aren't we done with people with no experience whatsoever, or like filling in for 3 games when somebody was sick? I would very much prefer somebody with some experience, personally.
Calling plays. Here we go. Where will we land next, Michael? Boy, that's a souped-up wheel.
She's really moving today.
Urban Meyer. Buckeyes coach Urban Meyer. Mike, do you think he will walk away after this season?
I don't know, and I don't think anybody really does. That seems to be the way it's pointing, and this seems like the right time. How about you?
I do think he'll walk away, and I think it's because of health issues. I think Coach Meyer is dealing with some stuff. It's also been a really rough year for the Buckeyes. We'll have to wait and see. All right, where are we going next, Michael?
Let's take a. Oh, is there a sound effect going or no?
Yeah,
okay,
you can't hear it.
I can't hear it.
Okay. Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Folks, I have bad news. This is as good as I've seen the Warriors look in 4 years that they took us to the finals.
They look like if you ever played the old NBA jams and you caught fire where you were like red and everything you made. But this is the whole season so far, and it actually is, as a sports fan, quite beautiful to watch.
I'm tired of it. I really am.
It's art to me.
And I break them up already.
No, they're a monstrous team. As soon as they took on Kevin Durant, I stopped even respecting them as an actual team. Now you're just some freak show all-star game. But it doesn't mean I can't appreciate it. I like watching them play in the all-star game, too. So I like watching them. I'm sorry.
I think we have time for one more.
One more spin?
Let's go.
Here it comes.
Mike, although it was nice today, Michael, we didn't see the sun for 5 days.
That wasn't great.
The weather. What happened,
It
Mike?
felt very Noah's Ark-esque, and it really was depressing all the time. It's like we were in a real moody movie for a while,
The producers wanted me to ask you this question.
Okay,
if you didn't live here in Cleveland, we're both lifelong Clevelanders, where would you live?
Parma.
No, Northeast Ohio.
Okay, anywhere else? I never really thought about it. I don't know. It's never come up. How about you?
I'm South Florida guy, but I'm a lot older than you, so I belong down there.
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah,
right? Parma's sort of south.
Well, the great place to go when the weather is bad.
Yeah.
Our favorite place, the Roxino. Let's see what's happening there this month.
Win a $5,000 shopping spree or your share of $7,500 spree play every Friday in November during Hard Rock Roxino Northfield Park's Back in Black Friday's drawings. Play with your Rockstar Rewards card to earn entries every day and earn 5 times the entries every Thursday. It's your chance to win every Friday with hourly drawings from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Treat yourself to an amazing 4-course meal special in Kozar's Wood-Fired Grill and delight in the Kozar's Happy Hour every Sunday through Thursday. Don't miss a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see iconic folk rock artist Al Stewart as he performs to an intimate audience in the Club Velvet Lounge. Limited seating is available for this one-night-only show. Find your rhythm at the Hard Rock Roxino Northfield Park, proud entertainment partner of the Cleveland Indians.
All right, don't forget, stay tuned, Fox Game Day Prime, followed by our good friends Big Chuck and Lil John are coming up next. Browns home again next week against the Falcons. And then, Michael, the Browns get the bye week.
Yeah.
Now, we already have our bye week show picked out. Remember, we did one at the Roxino.
Yes,
We're looking forward to that. Think they have a shot against the Falcons, who aren't as good as the Chiefs.
Depends if they can heal up on defense. They are actually looking better, as I've seen. But I think they got a shot.
We need 8 guys to get.
That'd be nice.
Good to be alive.
Good night,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you. Good night, everybody.